family, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another interesting tutorial. Today we will learn how to make a cone peplum. It's very easy and we're going to go straight to the point. By the way, if you're new to my channel, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. I upload videos every week on this channel and you don't want to miss any of my videos. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. So for today's project, we need our fabric, the lining, interfacing, pattern paper, and most of our measuring tools. So without further ado, let's begin. The measurements we need is our waist circumference. I'm not going to bore you with making the bodice of this blouse because I already have a video of the bodice pattern and I'll attach that in the description of this video. Have a look at that after watching this video. So we're working with a waist circumference of 42 inches. Okay, so I've just placed my pattern paper on fold. I'm actually using a tracing paper because we're just making the cone. Okay, so just place that on fold, and from that midpoint there you're going to measure the waist circumference. Okay, so the formula for drafting the cone pattern is the waist circumference plus zipper allowance divided by the number of cones. We want to add 1 inch for our zipper allowance. Normally we would add 2 inches, but we're adding half because we will also derive another half from the cone pattern. Okay, so that will make it a total of 1 inch on each side of the zipper. So waist circumference is 42 inches plus 1 inch for zipper allowance, that's 43 inches. So divide by the number of cones. So 43 divided by 14 cones because we're making 14 cones for today's project. So 43 divided by 14, that's 3 inches. Now we're going to measure 3 inches on that part of the pattern because this will be the part that will go on the waist of our blouse. Because our pattern is on fold, okay, we're not going to add the whole of the 3 inches on that point. We're going to just use half of that so that by the time we spread out our pattern, we'll have the complete cone. I hope this makes sense. So we're using half of 3 inches, which is 1.5. So we're marking 1.5 inches on that point. Now we'll derive the length of our cone. We want our cone to be 11 inches, okay, because that's the length of the blouse we are working with. That's the length of the peplum we're working with. So I've marked 11 inches there for our full length of the cone. Now we're going to add 1 inch for our seam allowance. This 1 inch implies that there will be ½ inch at the top and ½ inch at the bottom. Okay, if that makes sense. So that's a total of 1 inch. So now we're working with a length of 12 inches. Right, so for the width of our cone at the bottom, we're going to measure 6 inches. This is not constant. Do well to work with the length and width you want. Depends on the height of whoever you're making the blouse for. Okay, so we square all the points. Then we'll go ahead and add ½ inch for our seam allowance. Now you can add 1/4 inch. This depends on the size of allowance you need to sew up your seam. Okay, so I've just added ½ inch, modified to suit your preference. Now that's our seam allowance. Then from the bottom of this cone, we're going to go up by 2 inches because we don't want our cone, we don't want our edges looking all straight. We want to add a little bit of curve at that point. So that's why I went up by 2 inches. Then we'll just link that up to the bottom of the cone. And that's it. So we'll cut out the pattern. We're going to cut these on fabric. So we're going to use this pattern to cut 14 pieces of the fabric. Okay, so we're going to cut 14 cones, then we're going to cut 14 for the lining as well, and we're going to also cut for the interfacing. Okay, for the interfacing, we'll fold off the seam allowance before we cut.